Open Source Organics is located on the corner of Sunset and La Brea. It's 7107 West Sunset Boulevard. And we have superfood smoothies. Everything's raw, everything's vegan. We have kale salads, raw vegan desserts. We do cleanse programs. Partially why I love juicing is it's so potent. It just awakens something in you that is so deep and so intuitive around the power of food. And you start to remember that, wow, food is actually potent. And I think a lot of times people have lost that connection between their, which even for me, diet and nutrition and my state of being. Oh, I feel sick, I feel ill, I feel tired. It has nothing to do with what I ate yesterday or the day before. Whereas when you start to actually put good things in your body and your system and your nervous system begins to awaken, you realize that they're the same. Your health is everything. It's everything. Be mindful of the ideas, because a lot of times with our diet, with our health, we've got so many concepts of what we should do. And I think that if you approach something in the range of, I'm going to juice cleanse for 7 days, and then you get down on yourself because day 5 you're maybe detoxing so heavily that you need to stop. Be more intuitive, because that's really what, for me, if I have any emphasis on a path of health, it's to regain our intuition. I don't tell people be vegan, I don't tell people go juice. I tell people to experiment, explore things, and see what works for you, because at the end of the day, if it's still a concept, it actually hasn't hit you in your heart, and you haven't become it. You're just living out an idea. So for juicing especially, experiment. There are people who are in it really for the aesthetic value of their health, and they actually haven't yet connected to their health as a primary, and knowing that everything is going to be a byproduct of that reflection. That's okay, you know, people are at where they're at, and it's I can never tell anyone to go beyond where they are or recognize something that they haven't yet noticed. But the beauty I've seen is I've also seen similar reflections in yoga, where people will come into a yoga class because they want to just be fit, or they want a yoga body, or whatever that is, and then 5 years later they're chanting kirtan like, you know, down on the beach, because it's going to do, it's smarter than you. There's certain systems that are smarter than even your intention, and once you find yourself in the environment, it's going to do what it needs to do with you based on what you are ready for. So I would tell anyone, if you know, whatever the reason is, that's okay, just come do it, because it's going to do what it's meant to.
Tell me about gangster vegans.
You don't want to cross a gangster vegan at the farmer's market. That's what I'll tell you about them. No, really how the whole gangster vegan thing came into my field is I have a very great friend named Vincent DePaul. He also goes by Vinny Vegan. When people find out that he's vegan, they're like, "That I thought you were going to tell me you were in the Crips before you told me that you were a vegan," because he's got tattoos all over his arm, and he's just like, he came from that world, and at some point in his life actually had a spiritual awakening through food, through somebody offering him just a fresh glass of orange juice. He was like, it changed his life quite profoundly. And so then he coined this term gangster vegan, and he's just, we're you know, partners in crime. We have developed this company called Brand Goodness, and our intention is to, from the sales of these t-shirts, these gangster vegan t-shirts, we help educate and feed inner city kids vegan meals, so that way they can be exposed to something new, different. You know, humanity is the only species that has conversations and debates about what we should and shouldn't eat, and we believe that we're the most intelligent species on the planet, and we're having such rudimentary, like fundamental, like, what do you eat? It's like we can't feed ourselves, and so it feels kind of ironic that that's the conversations that are happening as these highly intelligent beings are engaging in. Whereas animals don't have those things, because they're still tapped into their sensitivity, their heart, their intuition. They just know what is natural for them. And so I would like us to get back there, and for us to get out of the conversation around it, and for things to just be so, because it just feels right. What does it mean to design one's ideal lifestyle? I feel very much it's a reflection of consciousness, being conscious of yourself, being conscious of what your process is and what you're creating through your actions, through your thoughts, through your habits, and having intention of where you would like to be internally, what state of being you would like to embody, and therefore planning your life accordingly.
What is your daily cocktail for the soul? At Lifestyle Design, we talk about the daily cocktail for the soul.
Daily cocktail. I take shots of meditation. I drink a 40 ounce of meditation every day. Yeah, in the last at a certain point in my life when I awoke to the power of meditation and the importance of meditation, and really it being kind of the centerpiece of my life, that space and that reflection, it's something that I do every day and have done every day for the last 8 years. I do health coaching for people and talks, so sometimes if people want to invite me to give a talk at a school or any other kind of restaurant or wherever else they feel is important for this information to be shared, and that's another thing that I personally provide. You can email me at thankful.andrew.com@gmail.com, or you can go to opensourceorganics.com, or you can go to andrew-mcfarlane.com, which is my personal website. And I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram.